Marvelicious. How's it going, everybody? Today I'm gonna do pork chop and spaghetti in a cream sauce. I'm just kind of winging it, making it up right now. So I have, I've got my pork chops. I've already pan fried them and they're sitting there resting. I've got my water boiling for my pasta. So now I'm just gonna work on the sauce in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Philadelphia cream cheese. I'm going to put, that's part of it, but I'm just going to turn this on. I'm using my electric frying pan, which I don't usually use very often, but I'm going to use it tonight. So I've pan fried my pork in here. So I got a little bit of oil in there and a bit of the spices. So I'm just going to throw in some veggies. I'm just mixing whatever veggies I want. Whatever you want to do is however you want to do it. So I got Brussels sprouts and I got mushrooms. I got some zucchini. I cut my zucchini fairly big because Randy don't like zucchini, so that way I can pick it out. And then I got broccoli in here too. So I'm just going to cook this up. I want to fry it up and get like a brown on it. And so I've got this turned up fairly high. You can hear it. And then once it's cooked, I'm going to add the Philadelphia cream cheese to it. Melt that down. I'm going to add a bit of butter or milk. If you want to add milk or cream, whipping cream, or half and half, sour cream, whatever dairy you have. I'm just going to use milk to it. And then I've got some Parmesan cheese. Then I'm going to add in with it, and then I'm going to add some cherry tomatoes. And then once I get the sauce all liquefied, and it's all like yummy delicious, I'm going to put the pork chops back into it. And then once my noodles are cooked, and you can do whatever noodles you want, spaghetti noodles, whatever, like I'm just using regular old spaghetti. You can then add the spaghetti into this too, so it could be like a one-pot wonder. Or you can just put it on afterwards, doesn't matter. So this is all I'm doing is I'm just going to stir this up, and I've got my water boiling. So I am going to, when this gets brown and toasty, then I will come back and show you the rest of the stuff. Okay, so my vegetables are starting to brown a little bit, but they're still like crunchy, which is fine because I'll have them in a sauce and they'll still cook in the sauce. And these are my pork chops here that I told you I pan fried, and these were big boneless chops, and I pounded them out to make them fairly thin. And I just seasoned them with salt and pepper, garlic, and cooked them for about, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes per side if that, just so they're cooked. So I just added the cream cheese to this. I'm gonna break it up a little bit. This is where you can add a bit of milk because it needs more liquid in here to kind of get it going. So I'm just going to add enough milk to fill the bottom of my pan, like so. And I'll turn this down just a little bit. And then I'll just keep mucking away at the cream cheese, melting it down to get it smooth into everything else, like so. It doesn't take very long to do this. If you want to add bacon to this, you can if you want, which I do. I do have some bacon. Bacon. Where is it? Here we go. A bit of bacon in here. Bacon, what do you call that? Bacon bits. Left over from a couple nights ago. To add to it, you can hear I got my water boiling in the background there for my pasta. Just waiting for it to come to a boil, and then you're going to add, I add salt to it, so enough that it tastes like the sea, is what they say. So you add quite a bit of salt to it, and then you add your pasta to it, and then let it cook. I'm just going to let this do its thing. Turn it into getting smooth. It's still got big chunks in it, but we just got to work at it. Keep keep adding milk to it or cream, whatever liquid that you keep adding to it. You can even just add stock to this too if you wanted to too. You don't have to add cream, you can add stock if you want to. This is kind of like a Alfredo-y sauce. So I got it going here. So I'm just going to add some salt to my pasta water, add my pasta to it, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I have my stuff. I added a bit more milk to it. I'm going to add some tomatoes to this just to give it some color. Makes it look good. The vegetables are cooking still in here. I'm going to put some Parmesan cheese in here. And this will thicken it up a little bit too. Like so. So there's that. And like I said, I was going to add the pork chops back into here. So I'm going to do that right now. And also I got my pasta cooking. So I'm just going to kind of poke that underneath. I got my pasta cooking, and with that, when you go to strain it, what you want to do is you want to keep a bit of the pasta water, because you add that into your sauce too, and that helps it thicken up a little bit too and gives it the extra little oomph that you need. So I got this here, and I've got this down fairly low, and it's still pretty liquidy, like, you know, still lots of liquid in here. So it'll thicken up as it simmers and stuff, cooking in here. I'm gonna add this the pork juice in there for the pork chops when they were sitting. Gives it a little extra flavor. So now I've got this turned down like pretty much to the lowest setting on this pan. And I'm just gonna let it do its thing and cook. The noodles are gonna take about 10 minutes, so they got about another 5-6 minutes to cook. And like I said, before I strain them, I'm gonna you just take a measuring cup or a cup or whatever, take out some of the water and you save it, and you can add it into here, and if it gets really thick, it'll thicken it or loosen it up a little bit and make it more of a saucy kind of thing. So I'm just gonna let this do its thing, and I will show you what it looks like when it's all done. Okay, so I'm back. I've got my pasta's now cooked. I've got my meat here. I'm just gonna move this kind of like this, put it over here so I can get my pasta in here. So like I said, I took some of the pasta aside, so I just added my pasta into it. So this will cook up, and it'll still, like, the pasta will still cook in here too, so it's, you know, like I cooked it for the 10 minutes. It says 10 to 12 minutes like the package says, but I do it till it's like, I like Dante and that, so. But anyways, it's still pretty liquidy in here. So it'll still cook. So I got my pasta water on reserve in case this thickens up a little bit so you can add to it. But I don't think I need to because mine's pretty liquidy. So what I did, I know I didn't give any measurements because I was just winging it. It was the first time I've ever made this, totally. So what I did was I added my vegetables, whatever vegetables I wanted. I pan fried my pork chops, took them out, added in my vegetables into the oil and the seasoning, and then I added the 8 ounce of cream cheese, got it down, and I probably added, I would say, probably pretty close to 2 cups of milk into this, you know, little by little, but you do what you want. Like if you want it a little bit thicker than that, you know, or a little bit thinner, whatever, like do you, don't do what I did. I didn't add any more seasonings to it, no salt, no pepper, no nothing. I just went by the Parmesan cheese, like, you know, and I will add more, like right now, I will add more Parm cheese. Same thing, add as much as you want to it. It's totally up to you. I probably added almost a cup of Parm cheese to it. If you want to add other cheeses to this, by all means, fly at her. I just do Parm cheese, but you can do whatever you want. And I'm just gonna now let this sit because I'm just waiting for Ryan to come home from dance. So this can just sit in this pot, in this pan here, and it's bubbling away. and it'll still keep cooking, keep warm, and then when Ryan gets home, the supper's done. So I'm just gonna turn it down to a low so it's not bubbling as much, because I've got it to the consistency that I want, because the sauce has almost disappeared now, like it's getting thicker here. So yeah, so then you can scoop out the meat and scoop out your pasta, scoop out your vegetables, and you got your one-hit wonder here. So there we go. That's supper tonight, is pork Alfredo spaghetti kind of sauce. So we'll see you next time. Bye.